Atlanta Community Profiles, a show about living in Atlanta and purchasing a home here. Atlanta Community Profiles is hosted by Lou Whelan, who will talk to experts who know this ever-changing city and its real estate industry. We'll talk to mayors, community leaders, and residential real estate experts. Now, here's Lou Whelan with this week's Atlanta Community Profiles.
Hello there, and welcome to our show. My name is Lou Whelan. I publish the official relocation guides on Atlanta on behalf of the First Multiple Listing Service of Atlanta. And we have magazines for the metro area. We have one for Cobb County that is with the FMLS and the Cobb Association of Realtors, one for North Fulton in conjunction with the North Fulton Chamber, one for Gwinnett in cooperation with the Gwinnett Chamber, and one for Inside 285. They're available in real estate brokerage firms and chambers of commerce at no charge. They're on my website, AtlantaCommunityProfiles.com, and our goal is to provide you with information about Atlanta and thorough and up-to-date as possible. So check it out. I'm also a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Georgia Properties. If I can help you with any of your real estate, commercial, and investment property. And my website for that end of my life is louwhelan.com. And if you go to my website, you can do searches on property throughout the metro area. And the real estate market is good, and we forecast it to be good for the rest of the year, too. I know that there's a lot of different thoughts out there because of the interest I got. So hopefully we think that it's pretty accurate. That's what we're going to come in at. Anyway, every week we interview community leaders, people who are giving back, people who are contributing greatly to the community. And today, of course, we have the privilege of interviewing such an individual. Welcome back to the show, David Connell, President and CEO of the Cobb Chamber of Commerce. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Lou. Glad to be back.
Anyway, David joined the Chamber in November of 2010 as president. And prior to that, he was with Georgia Power as a regional director, I believe, of Metro area-wide, and has won every award you can think of for community and civic involvement. I don't want to list every one because you would fall asleep because the number is a mile long, but you've definitely been one of the great leaders of the Metro Atlanta for quite a while, many years. You won everything you can, most influential, 100 most influential list, and on. But from Nashville, Tennessee, married to Pam Cotton, also up Nashville.
That's correct.
So, and you have four children and two grandchildren.
We actually have two since we talked last.
Oh,
we got
wow.
four grandkids.
It's growing fast there over there. So you have four children and now four grandchildren?
That's correct.
Cool. David attends the Cobb Church of Christ, East Cobb Church of Christ, where you're actively involved in that as well. I don't know how you have time to sleep, actually. But one question I've been wondering about, David, is take us back to November of 2010. Bring us forward. What are some of the milestones over that 7-year period almost?
Well, in 2010, as we know, we were coming back from the Great Recession. Had a lot of housing inventory. The attitude in the country was not really exciting. We had begun a process of developing a strategic plan on job creation for Cobb County. The first thing I did when I got here. And we outlined a number of things that we needed to do if we were going to compete in the job market, both for expansion but recruiting new companies, new jobs. And we outlined a number of initiatives that were necessary, and we began implementation of those in 2011. And throughout that period of time until now, Competitive Edge, as it was called, began to be successful. Just as a milestone, since we launched this program in 2011 until right now, We've created over 23,000 jobs, and our target for that 5-year period of time was 7,500. We brought in that period probably a dozen different companies, large companies, and obviously one of the big milestones was the Atlanta Braves making a decision to locate in our community. I think as people write the history of Cobb County, this will be one of the great milestones for the transformation of Cobb County. That decision, as you know, was made about 4 years ago, and we've seen some really great things happen as a product of that decision.
Tell us about some of the things that have happened that impact the community as a result of the Braves' move over there.
Well, a lot of things you can talk about, and I'll give you some sort of measures of what this has done for not only Cobb County, but the region. We are part of a region, but I'll talk about Cobb County for a moment, and actually just talk about the Cumberland area, which is 6.5 square miles between I-75 and 285. That area is called the Cumberland CID. Since the Braves announcement, we have 5 Class A office towers coming out of the ground right now. That's the first Class A office tower we built in over a decade. And we got 5 coming out of the ground right now. You can look at residential living, the live, work, play environment. Going back to 2010, we were viewed as a not so cool place for young people to live nor entertainment. But since that announcement, either completed, under construction, or in the pipeline right now, we have over 14,000 apartments and condos that are under construction or have been constructed or will be very soon. And that creates in this environment a live, work, play community. And we are now have the fastest growing millennial population. Sorts of retail creates an environment with Cumberland, Cumberland Mall, the Cumberland area, the Cobb Galleria, Performing Arts Center. All of that area creates a place people want to live. They want to work and they want to play. And Kennesaw State University is right in that area, as is Life University and Chattahoochee Technical College and Georgia Highlands. So live, work, play, and learn is a part of that environment that people look for today. That's what's important to our young workforce today. Lou, you've probably heard this before, but by 2025, 75% of the workforce will be made up of what we're now calling millennials. So
2024.
Yeah, 2025.
Interesting figures.
It is, and so given that, organizations, regions, companies need to build a culture inside a company or the amenities necessary in a community to attract and retain that young workforce that's coming in to the environment, work environment today. And the requirements for keeping that generation of workforce is just very different than it was for you and I, Lou. Not good or bad, just different. And so companies are having to adapt as our communities, and we're very fortunate today that we have created an environment where young people do want to come, and they have the amenities they would have anywhere else in Metro Atlanta, and we're excited about that. And within that area, Lou, there are a lot of other things that have happened. A lot of retail has followed that kind of job creation in the professional job area. You'll find restaurants coming out of the ground or remodels. The prosperity in that area right now is tremendous. The property values, retail property values, have more than doubled since the Braves announcement. And all of that investment in that area is unbelievable. Since the Braves announcement, we have over $2 billion of private sector development and $2 billion of public sector investment just since the Braves announced. So $4 billion investment in that area.
So pretty interesting numbers that I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about in the next segment. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back.